Well, here we go, Scotty the trainer. Thank you very much for joining me here today. So, I'm in the middle of a series, and we're talking about the message out of the music. The message out of the music. Last episode, I talked to you about the Beatles song Help and drew some points out of that. So, today, I'm going to go to another song from another singer in a different realm, if you think about it in some aspects. Christine Aguilera. So the song Fighter. There's a message in that song, Fighter. So I wanted to pull some of those things out and draw some comparisons to help us out here today. So let's just talk about some of the things that are there. First of all, the chorus of the song, fantastic beat, drives the line, really impressive, catches you. But if you can catch the intent of it. Now, when I first heard this song, my thoughts were, who in the world hurt Christine? Who was she singing about? Now, I don't know if it was somebody in her life and she wrote the song. I didn't do that much research on it, but whoever came up with this idea knew what it was to face something, but not let it keep them down. Oh, they were affected by it. They were hit hard by it, but they kept pushing through it and fought through it. Listen to the chorus. It says, it makes me that much stronger. Makes me work a little bit harder. Makes me that much wiser. Thanks for making me a fighter. Now listen to what's going on here in the song and listen to the message. And hear how this affects us in everyday life. Because of the circumstance, now specifically in the song, it was a person. But because of the circumstance in her life, instead of letting it make her bitter, or as the song goes, instead of making us bitter, using it to make us better. The difficult times made us stronger. Why? Because we faced it. And we moved on. You know, there is a misnomer in life that people believe, and we blame the millennial generation, but really it's a group of people in a certain mindset. There's many religious people that believe that the Bible somehow teaches that life is supposed to be lived on this beautiful bed of ease, and you should never go through anything and never face difficulty. When in actuality, the characters in the Bible went through extreme difficulty, so much more that if we were to face it, many people would not even continue to go through it. They would feel that God had forsaken them, or the universe in some way had turned its back on them. So there's a group of people that think you should never face struggle, and yet only through the struggle do we gain any type of strength. Makes me that much stronger. What in life can you do to get stronger without facing resistance? You can't lose weight without facing resistance. You have to take control of your eating habits. You can't put on muscle without facing resistance. You have to have the weight and the workout to be able to put the resistance as you work the arms and you work the chest and you work your body out. Only in the resistance comes the building. Only in the resistance comes the strength. Only in the struggle comes the ability to grow. One of my favorite stories is about how one of the kid in school had captured a very large caterpillar. And he put the caterpillar inside of the bottle and he watched him for some time. The caterpillar spun a cocoon. And then as the time came, he started to break out of the cocoon. He didn't know it, but this caterpillar was destined to become a large, beautiful monarch butterfly. Beautiful butterfly, strong, beautiful, colorful wings. But as the little boy watched the cocoon break open, he noticed that the caterpillar was having a problem breaking out. And so he thought, I'll help the caterpillar. So what he did was he took a knife, and just the edge of the knife, he cut the cocoon. And what fell out of the cocoon was the body of this butterfly, who dropped to the ground with little small deformed wings. He was not a beautiful, colorful monarch butterfly, but rather he was deformed. Because what the little boy didn't understand is, in his zeal to want to try to help the caterpillar break out of that cocoon, he didn't realize that the struggle of getting out of that cocoon caused those wings to grow and become colorful, and they would break out on their own. But he, in his attempt to try to save it and help it, didn't realize that the struggle had to come. Makes me that much stronger. She goes on and says, makes me work a little bit harder. What in life are you willing to work for? And not just work for. What in life are you willing to work a little bit harder for? What are you willing to push a little more for? Are you willing to push a little deeper? Are you willing to push a little harder, go a little stronger, stretch a little more, so that you can get that next step in the promotion, or to learn that next thing in college, or to learn that next thing in life to get the promotion, or to make the relationship that much better? What are you willing to spend time on? The struggle makes me work a little bit harder. There's a ton of lessons that I've learned in my life. There's a ton of lessons that you have learned in your life. And some of the greatest lessons that stick with us the longest and change our life the most are the ones that hurt us the deepest. One man said, I know I can climb the highest mountain because I've climbed out of the lowest valley. Think about that. Because he climbed out of the lowest moments of his life, he said, I'm able to scale the mountain and see what victory is all about. Makes me work a little bit harder. Makes me that much wiser. You know, through our mistakes, we become wiser. I don't really know how else to gain wisdom except for to have some life experience. I don't know how you can gain wisdom except for living life. You know, one of the things that I deal with as a trainer when people come through is dealing with young people who come and this is their very first job. They've never worked anywhere else. They have no idea what it is to have responsibility. And some grasp it and run with it, and others, I realize, they're never going to truly be successful until they gain some more life experience. I remember a man saying to me one time, he said, you know, I'd love to have you come. I was a young teenage boy. He said, I'd love to have you come and speak, but you need a little more experience. And then I thought, how am I going to get experience if I don't go and speak in places? And now I've had all kinds of experiences, and people are coming to me gaining advice. Isn't it crazy how the world comes? But you know what it is? It's because of the experiences that I've gone through, the good and the bad. You know, I wish that there was a pill sometimes in life that when we experience bad times, or if we go through difficult times, we could take the pill, and the pill would at least erase those difficult times. But then I stopped for a moment, and I'm very thankful to the universe that that pill doesn't exist, because I might be tempted to take it. And by doing that, I would erase not just the difficult times, but the other side of it, I would erase all of the lessons that I had learned from going through those difficult times. Isn't it amazing that some of the greatest lessons didn't come from the great fanfare of success, but it came from the tremendous hurt of failing? Makes me that much wiser. And then the end of the chorus, she says, thanks. Thanks for making me a fighter. What difficult time have you gone through? Maybe instead of turning around and cursing it and saying, I wish I'd never gone through that. I wish that had never happened. I wish I'd never met that person. I wish I had never seen that opportunity. Maybe we should stop and see what we learned from it. And then realize I would have never learned that had I not gone through that difficult time. And then cap it off. Put the icing on the cake. Turn around, look at it and say, thanks for making me a fighter. Thanks, divorce, for making me the person I am. Thanks, broken relationships, for making me the strong person I am. Thanks, bad decisions, for teaching me the lessons so that I know not to ever go down that road again. Thanks for making me a fighter. That's the message that I got out of the music. Join me next week as we go into and continue on the series, The Message in the Music. I'm Scotty the Trainer, and as always, as you join me, that's how I see it.